Yo, how goes it? How goes it? How you doing tonight, 4-2? I'm actually surprised to see you tonight, man, to be honest with you. Thought you'd be kicking it with the fam. But nonetheless, glad to see you here. You, Bunny, what do you do? Alright, so let's get that closed out there. And we should be good there. I just left the party. It always sounds good. Well, I've been having a joyo time today myself. Doing absolutely nothing. Well, doing stuff. Not just, you know, what everybody else is doing. I actually started my prints on, for my new trim wheel. So that is currently printing as we speak. I have I think I have 3 more parts to print. So those will all be printed up. I got the biggest one printing now, so once that's done, I probably have maybe another 3 hours or so worth of printing to do. And then I got to get some parts on order for that, because I'm actually going to be making me a motorized trim wheel. So I'll be snatching this one out, and that one will be going in once, of course, you know, once the tour is over with and put the plane in the hangar and I start, you know, put it in for the annual. So got a lot of work ahead of me after the tour. And of course, I'll be shooting videos through the process of all the updates and upgrades and the cleaning and the blah 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 stuff. So stay tuned for those videos, start of the year. So for tonight, I'm doing a 4-banger. As I said, once I got up in this area, I was going to try to knock as much out as I can, because time has now been shortened as far as my daily flights go. So I have to make the rest of this tour work in order to be back in North Carolina by New Year's Eve. So all this will be ran tonight. We are starting back here in Maine. And first stop is going to be New Hampshire, which is a 35-mile run. So a quick hop over there. Then we got a 90-mile run over to Vermont. Then from there we can stretch it out a little bit, 136 miles down to Connecticut. And we will land in Rhode Island. So that's the mission for this evening. So we're not doing live weather, live time. I just got my Rex Accuseason weather loaded in for this morning flight. I love the morning sets with Accuseason weather. It's just the colors are just they're amazing. Anyway, so we're doing that, and of course, SayIntentions as always. And we're just gonna hang out tonight. You know, I know it's Christmas Eve, or I know it's not gonna be as wild in here as it normally is. But if it is, then hey, let's get the party started. I'm cool either way. I'm on a mission to get back to North Carolina. I gotta get back to North Carolina before the ball drops on New Year. So one way or another, me and the V will be back in North Carolina by then. So that's what's going on. Do real trim wheels have force that a motor would simulate? Well, yes and no. Depending on the aircraft, if your aircraft is set up with auto trim, then, you know, once you're in autopilot, then the trim wheel will move according to, you know, the aircraft and doing everything that it's supposed to do. Or autopilot, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I do know if you don't have it pretty much follows autopilot. So when you turn the autopilot on, the trim wheel is going to constantly trim the plane out to keep the plane, you know, level at whatever flight, you know, it needs to be at. And then of course you can still manually trim the plane out as well. So that's what I'm building. So I'll be able to manually turn the trim wheel, and then when I set it to autopilot, the trim wheel will move on its own according to, you know, the aircraft. Well, 4-2, if I'm setting the flight up tonight for tomorrow, so I decided to get us to Rhode Island tonight, so that way from Rhode Island to Massachusetts, if you're able to make that flight at 2, then it's just a quick hop from Rhode Island over to the Strip, and then from there I'll probably continue on. Speedy, what's up, my man? How you doing tonight? Alright, let's get this thing up and running. We have good power. Brakes are set. Prop and mixture is full rich. That's one thing I forgot to do. Let's fill her up real quick. There we go. Okay. Left tank is the tank we're gonna start off with. Let's get some power going, and let's get it cranked up. Good start. Get her up to 1,000. Okay. Cowl flash is open. Let's get some beacon, nav, and strobe going. Yep, Speedy, that's what I'm actually printing out right now. I started my prints last night after the stream and been printing all day. So I got a few more parts to print out, which will probably take me until tomorrow morning sometime. And then after Christmas, I gotta get the other parts on order, because I gotta get a new potentiometer for it, a servo, and a motor. And I'll probably go ahead and order me another Arduino Mega, because I think I'm starting to run out of space on the second card that I have, and I really don't want to get things too intertwined there, so I'll probably order that as well. I don't want to disappoint you if I can't do it tomorrow, and if I can, I'll let you know. I mean, there's no worries for 2. I definitely understand, man. Like you said, it's the holidays. You know, my schedule and, you know, life over here is a little bit unorthodox. You know, it's set up a little different than most, so it's no hard feelings whatsoever. You know, all I can say is we tried. You know, I worked my butt off to get things set up, you know, for us to do the flight. But hey, sometimes things don't work out according to plan, and it's all right, man. It's not the end of the world. You know, there's plenty other flights and tours and things that, you know, we'll be doing come 2025. So it's no worries, man. I'm cool either way. So as far as the parts, it's going to be in different locations. I'll probably get the servos off of Amazon just because they're cheap and they're easy. As far as the motor and the potentiometer that I need to get, I'm gonna search eBay first and see if I can get them off of eBay, and if not, then I'll have to outsource them somewhere else. But I'll let you know where I get them from. Because what I'll probably end up doing is so the 3D parts that I'm printing. Matter of fact, the whole project that I'm doing is actually someone else's, and I'm just mimicking their stuff. It's actually a guy, you can look him up as BFF Simulations. He built this himself, but he was using some other type of IO cards and all this other stuff. But I'm going to have it set up through mobiflight because that's what I work with. But if you want, go to bffsimulations.com and just scroll down till you find motorized trim wheel, and then from there it'll show you everything, you know, what's needed. And he gives you the STL files to print out for free, so you don't even have to pay for that. So I just snagged those files and I'm printing those out now, and I'll be ordering all the parts that he said to use. BFF. Okay. Yes, sir. You're welcome. All right, so let's get some ADIS going for now. 1905. I am in the 11905. The only thing I printed for my setup is throttle levers.
NG is requested.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, 42.
All runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery on 121.9er. Advise on initial contact you have information Kringle. Portland International.
Okay. So we are headed to DAW. Okay, 42. Have a good night, man. Hey, Merry Christmas to you, man. Sounds like a plan. I'll be waiting for you. The last part is simulations.
Golf Delta Papa taxi to runway 29er via Alpha Bravo.
Taxi to 29er via Alpha Bravo, Golf Delta Papa.
Clearance, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa with Papa. Looking to pick up a VFR flight following to Rochester Skyhaven at 2000.
Golf Delta Papa contact tower 120.9er.
Portland clearance, American 2450 with information Oscar, IFR clearance to Newark.
Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, Portland ground, on departure maintain VFR at or below 2,000 feet, departure on 119.75 squawk 3744.
On departure maintain VFR at or below 2,000, departure on 119.75 squawk 3744. Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa.
Clearance delivery DHI 1981 heavy IFR to Suffolk County with information Whiskey requesting IFR clearance.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, read back correct.
Portland ground, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa's ready to taxi.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, taxi to runway 29er via Charlie Alpha, cross runway 36 at your discretion. Contact tower on 120.9er when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 29er via Charlie Alpha, cross runway 36 at my discretion. Switch to tower on 120.9er when ready for departure. Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, good day.
Golf Delta Papa, home to short 118.
120.9er. Let's get her in. Stay around for
Taxiing
now.
to T9.
So Charlie
short, runway 29.
Alpha cross 36. Okay. So it's fairly straightforward there. Charlie Alpha cross 36. Charlie Alpha cross 36. Okay, good. Alright, taxi lights is coming on. Let's check surfaces real quick. Surfaces are good. Alright, cool. Leaned out for taxi.
Portland
Quick
clearance
brake
delivery,
check.
good morning.
Brakes are good.
824 requesting IFR clearance to Memphis.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Portland clearance, Twin Star 198 with information Juliet requesting IFR
First notch of
clearance
flaps
to
is coming
Eastern Slopes
in.
Regional.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Portland ground, Piper Micro Delta Lima, ready for taxi.
Piper Mike Delta Lima taxi to runway 18 at your discretion. Contact tower on 120.9er when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 18 at my discretion, Piper Mike Delta Lima.
So we'll take this down
Clearance
to
delivery.
Alpha.
Fiji November 123 Romeo Juliet. Requesting IFR to Mike Hotel Tango.
I'll grab
This
that
is
clearance.
golf.
Give me just a minute.
Delta City Mark, can you repeat the first waypoint and spell it after the radar vector on departure? Delta City Mark, can you spell Bailey for me?
Let's get some air in here.
Piper Delta X-ray Lima,
Little
Portland
warm.
ground, cleared to Brunswick Executive. Radar
There we
vectors
go.
Bailey. Dennis Files, climb and maintain
fresh
3000. Departure on 119.75. Squawk 5445.
Merry Christmas, Seth. Merry Christmas, man. Hope all is well and you and the family are enjoying Christmas Day over there.
92 163 taxi to runway 29er via Alpha, cross runway 36 at your discretion. Contact tower on 120.9er when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 29er via
Yeah, all of my parts are the same color.
At my discretion.
They're all black.
200
And then I'm gonna paint the indicator,
Delta 1017, read back correct.
but everything else is gonna be black.
Portland clearance, November 883, Mike Papa. I'd like to pick up my IFR clearance to
Let's go
Bangor.
and switch over to tower now. Portland Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is at runway 29er, ready for departure.
Bonanza 424 Romeo, Papa, Portland Tower, runway 29er, wind 350 at 11, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 29er, Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa. We cleared final.
Approved, November 36 Tango.
Cleared down the runway.
Portland Tower,
Let's get this
Eastern
thing
Air
rolling.
1121 is midfield, downwind, runway 11, touch and go.
Eastern Air 1121, runway
Alright,
11,
we're
cleared
lined
for
up.
the option.
Power
Clear
set.
for the option, runway 11, Eastern Air 1121.
Airspeed is alive. Instruments in the
Tower,
green.
Eastern Air 1121 is downwind,
We're looking for 60.
midfield, runway 11, touch and go.
There's 60.
Piper Delta X-ray Lima, contact departure.
Positive rate here is coming up.
Portland Tower, American.
Speed checks, flaps are coming up.
On a 2 mile mile, runway 29er. 1521, contact departure. Contact departure, charter
Departure on 119. 75.
1521, contact ground on 121.9er.
Contact ground on 121.9, charter 1521.
King Air 36 Tango, contact departure.
Contact departure, King Air 36. No.
I'm going to make that as well. Oh, that's awesome, man.
DHL 1981.
Yeah, the print is fairly easy.
4 Romeo Papa, contact departure on 119.75.
Switching to departure, Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa, good day. Departure, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is 1,300 for 2,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Portland approach, radar contact.
Approach, I'm going to 4 mile final for runway 11, check contact tower at the 49439er.
49439er, affirmative contact tower on 120.9. Have a good landing.
Over to tower at the 49439er.
Portland approach, Cessna 526 Alpha Tango is with you at 2,500, heading to Hampton.
Approach, can you confirm my intended approach procedure for Brunswick for Delta X-ray Lima?
Piper Delta X-ray Lima, expect RNAV runway 19er left approach at Brunswick.
RNAV runway 19er left at Brunswick for Piper Delta X-ray Lima, thanks. And approach, do you have
Runway
the altimeter for Brunswick for Delta X-ray Lima?
Delta 1068, proceed direct Buckstone. Descend and maintain 2000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS.
So I think I'm instead of doing landings on these turn and burns,
We are direct
I think I'm gonna try to just do touch and goes. Just flow this thing all the way through.
Delta 1060.
Delta 1068, contact Portland Tower on 120.9er.
Over to tower 20.9er.
American 2556, Portland approach. Turn left heading tree 60, descend and maintain 3000, expect vectors, ILS, runway 29er approach.
Turn heading 360, descend and maintain 3000 for the ILS 29er for American 2556. Portland approach, American 2556 is on the ILS.
That looked like the airport right out there off the nose. 28 miles out.
2556, cleared ILS, runway 29er approach report established.
Portland departure, Cessna Bravo Alpha Echo,
Maybe.
climbing 1,000
Or that might be Sanford.
2,500, and we have
Yeah, that might be Sanford.
X-ray.
Cessna Sierra Lima Bravo.
The
Alpha Echo, Portland approach.
The STL file I found to make the G1000 frame is too large for my
Portland
printer plate. I
departure,
think I'm gonna have to split
Cessna
it.
Sierra Lima Bravo Alpha Echo, press VFR flight
Yeah.
following to Kilo
That's
Alpha
what-
Sierra Hotel at 2,500 feet.
That'd probably be the best bet.
Maintain VFR at or below 2,500 feet. Cessna
Because
Sierra
I
Lima
actually
Bravo
have-
Alpha Echo.
I have a STL file for my 750 650 combo that my buddy Shade Tree Sim made for me. But for some odd reason, I just can't seem to get the thing to print out right.
Clear direct, Razor, climb and maintain 7,000 to a Charlie.
And then at one point, so I'm like, well, every time I load it into my program, my slicer, it comes up like a mini file, so it's like very small.
Good afternoon.
So I blew it up, but when I put it to its original size, it was too big for mine, so I gotta resize it, and I just haven't got around to tinkering with it again.
Descend to 3,000 feet. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet, Rec 721. Rec 721, contact Boston Center.
I'm using 3D slicer.
Boston Center on 128.2, Rec
It's a basic slicer. It's an app that I use on my my iPad. Like I said, I'm still in the beginning phases of 3D printing, so I'm not a professional when it comes to this stuff. I know the basics. I know how to, you know. I mean, I've done a couple my own like little personal, 3D prints just to see how it works, but When you start getting into those bigger programs, I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, that's something that I want to work up to, you know, for sure, because not all my prints come out like they print, but then I have some prints that just don't really come out as good, and I think it like when it slices sometimes, like when you start having certain parts of whatever 3D print you have, and like say for instance, like you have, you know, the solid foundation and it's building itself up, but then let's say there's a part that goes off to the side. Now most of the time, you know, it'll layer itself out, you know, as it's printing, but then sometimes the slicer won't factor that in, and so when it comes into doing it, it's literally trying to do a whole outline of that, and there's just PLA just dangling and then piling up and it's not doing anything. It's just kind of trying to create something in midair. So I use Ultimaker Curo. See, I downloaded that, but I think I didn't really want to pay for that one. Not because I didn't want to pay for it, but because I don't want to spend the money on something like that right now. So like what I'm using is like 99 cents a week or something like that. See any differences? Say intentions updated. Yeah, I did the update, Bunny. I wasn't even really paying attention to the update. I know it says something about volume or something like that. I have to go back and see exactly what the update is. I need to get better at reading the fine print of updates. I just be like, okay, here's an update. Let me go ahead and download it. You have the free version. Well, I might take a gamble at that and start trying a different software, because, like I said, this one is basic. It slices.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Portland approach. Contact Boston Center on 118.55.
Switching to 11855, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa today. Boston Center, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is level at 2000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Boston Center, good morning, Biddeford, altimeter 29.901.
29.901, 424 Romeo Papa.
Boston Center, moving 47 Alpha Zulu.
531 is what I'm using. Okay. I'll
47 Alpha Zulu, Boston Center, roger.
I'll look that up tonight after the stream.
2997 for altimeter 47 Alpha Zulu. Boston Center, experimental 985, result level 3000.
So we have 13 miles out.
5000, turn left heading 060, sectors for the RNAV runway 25 approach, 1 Tango Bravo.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo, contact Portland approach on 119.75.
Center, Cessna 526 Alpha Tango, request flight following to Hampton Airfield.
Cessna 526 Alpha Tango, Boston Center,
That's
squawk
San Francisco
4525 and again.
Seacoast Regional down there.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, Skyhaven Airport at your 12 o'clock, 13 miles.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some studying on that before I get it, just so I have an understanding before I start printing.
Turkish 11, flight level 360.
Turkish.
Boston Center, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is 10 miles north of Rochester Skyhaven, looking for the option.
Boston Center, Mission Chat 698, he's out of 15.5.
Yeah, that's the printer I have. I have an Interpro.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, Skyhaven Airport is 12 o'clock, 10 miles. Contact Skyhaven CTAF on 122.7 for landing options. Good day.
1227, Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, good day. Alright. So, we're going to be landing 3-3, and then we just going to do a touch and go, and we going to get it. Autopilot is coming off. Let's get ourselves set up here. Slow down. Like, one thing I gotta learn with 3D printing is learning how to change the settings. Like, sometimes, like, I have parts that'll print and then they'll keep breaking. Like, I have a problem with the print that I did for my rudder pedals. So after a while, after pressing down on the pedals, it'll start fatiguing in the pivot area, and then I have to reprint the extensions. And my buddy, he actually went to school for 3D printing, and he has a whole printing farm. I mean, he scaled back a lot, but he still got a decent amount. But anyway, I talked to him, and he was like, I would have to, you know, bump up my inlay, or my infill rather. So yeah, that, I know what he's talking about, but I just got to learn how to do all that. So in time, I guess. For now, as long as the print holds itself together and do what it's supposed to do, I'm pretty much happy with it. Alright. Rochester Skyhaven, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is 5 miles north of the field, inbound for the option, runway 33. Rochester Skyhaven. Field still, it's kind of high. I think I kind of have it in sight. Yeah, I printed the Cessna style rudder pedals for the CH rudder pedals that I have. All right, let's slow it down. Rochester Skyhaven traffic, Bonanza 424, when Papa's entering the right base, runway 33, with the option. Rochester Skyhaven traffic. Alright, speed checks, gear, and first notch flaps coming down. Got the field over here to the right next to a golf course. Bumpy. Rochester traffic, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa's turning final
500.
Runway 33 with the option. Rochester traffic. Second notch of flaps coming in. Wind's a little gusty again. That's alright, not too bad though. Gear down, flaps down. A little bit of crabbing. Speed's where I wanted to be. A little high, but trying to cover these trees. Checks gear is coming up. to Vermont. New Hampshire is complete. And we'll climb out to climb out to 6,000. Rochester traffic, bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is departing runway 33 to the west. Rochester traffic. Alright, cool. So up to 5 we go. Nice little stretch on this one, 87. Over to Boston. Boston Center, bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is 2,900 for 5,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Boston Center, climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
I'll maintain 5,000, bonanza 4 Romeo Papa.
Descend and maintain 1,000, Cessna 179 Delta.
Okay.
Boston Center, Cessna 179 Delta, negative. We are inbound to Plum Island. Still requesting vectors to visual approach runway 10. We will continue our descent to 1,000 feet.
Cessna 179 Delta, proceed direct to Plum Island, then expect vectors for visual approach runway 10.
You know, one thing that I forgot to do is...
So 4 descending deviation, 5 arrival.
Air Canada 8604, Boston Center, good morning.
Center, Jet 606, flight level 270.
Jazz 606 Boston Center, good
5,000.
afternoon.
Let's get him. Okay.
Air Canada 142, Boston Center,
Low
roger.
out here,
Descend
5,000.
and maintain flight level 240.
There we go.
Air Canada 142, descend and maintain flight level 210.
5,000. Let's go ahead and lean her out a little bit. There we go. Man, so the 3D printed parts that I have for my rudder pedals,
Jazz 614, Boston Center, good afternoon.
I found a guy on, I forget the name of that. Is it Colt? I think it's called Colt. Or Kudo or Colt. It's a 3D, it's another 3D print website where people, you know, load in files and stuff. Yeah, Colt 3D. Yeah, thank you.
Bonanza 447 Bravo, Boston Center, roger.
and I was just skimming through and just, you know, seeing what was out there, and I ran across this set. And I think I paid the guy,
Bonanza 47 Bravo, contact Portland Tower.
I think it was like $23, $24 for the STL file, which, you know, it beats the original, you know, flat foot pedals that the CH yoke or the CH rudder pedals come with. These feel so much better. They're very durable. Like I said, I just got to learn how to change the settings so that the next, because I have a feeling that they're gonna break again. And I get it, because it's a stress point from where, you know, the pedals is constantly, you know, bending or whatnot. So I got to learn how to fill that in more so it's more durable, or stronger, I guess you could say, than the typical spider web design that's in there. I don't know all the technical terms. Don't judge me. But yeah, I really like these a lot better. My muscles don't feel as stressed out trying to when I really got to get on the brakes, you know, my muscles is like really stretched out trying to press them all the way down.
Unable to comply with 200 knot climb requirement. Vision jet climb at 165 knots.
Why is he whispering?
Vision jet 69er Yankee Boston Center, roger. Climb at your best rate.
Oh man. So, yep, it is gonna be on and popping after the first. Well, I have a big job to do on the second and third. That's gonna take up both of them days, and then it's another travel weekend because we got to go back up north and get the kiddos and bring them back home because baby girl got school the following Monday. But nonetheless, after we touch down in North Carolina on this tour, not gonna be too much flying until the annual is done. So I'm gonna try to get it done as fast as I can, but I want to make sure when I pull this thing away from the wall and start fixing stuff and all that, I do it right this time. So the next time I pull this thing away from this wall is when I'm breaking it down to move into another place. But until then, yeah, that's what's going on
Air
there.
Canada 142 Boston Center, roger.
Have you ever camped out on the brakes while landing? Yeah, I've done it before. But what I will say though is with these rudder pedals though, it kind of helps you from not doing that, because I can actually set my heels on the floor and use, you know, like the ball of my feet to actually steer the aircraft. And then if I really got to brake, I actually have to like lift my feet up and actually, you know, push it from that way. Is there a reason why you chose 55-inch TVs? Yes. The reason why I went 55 is they are practically and pretty much the perfect, like if you, in regards to like a triple monitor setup for like an enclosed sim like this, and we're talking GA aircraft, obviously on a smaller scale, you know, we're not talking 350s and nothing like that, of course, because those are bigger, but you know, 355-inch TVs is the perfect size to fit or to build a GA cockpit, you know, inside of. Like, it, they're not too far out. I mean, it literally just tucks it right in. So that's really why I went with it. And on top of the fact, with 55-inch TVs, you get more real estate. So as I'm sitting here, right now, technically from where I'm sitting here to here, so wing to wing will be considered 180 degrees, right? So 90, 80, or yeah, you get it, all that good stuff. I suck at numbers. Anyway, well, really, the average person that gets 180 degrees, their screens are at 60 degree angles, right? So that's where you get your 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 180 field of view. So with 355s, technically I'm getting 270, but I don't think I'm really getting that far. I'm really more so, I would say I'm definitely at about a 220 ish, you know. So I can see past, like, what you see right here. The TV goes past that about another 3 inches back there, so I can actually look back. And the same on this side. I mean, well, the TV kind of stops right there, but I can still look back. And then, you know, looking forward, I mean, obviously the way I have mine set up, I can see the top of the TV. Now, you can't see it from this camera, but the TV goes up, you know, obviously from there. So being able to see all of that, it just completely immerses you into the cockpit, if that makes sense. Now, I know some guys, they've done 65-inch TVs. I really don't I mean, I won't say don't get 65s. I just feel like no need to spend the extra money on a 65-inch TV when 55s do you just fine. If this is something that you want to do. If I do an enclose for the pilots, I'm doing 427s, 2 curves for the front. Ooh. Some of the guys are using 40-inch TVs on the sides. Now, I mean, and when it comes to the sides, okay, so let me break this down a little bit. So for FS2020 and FS2024, the multi-monitor support is basic as all get out. They gave us just enough to be able to create 3 separate windows. But that's all you get. And a little bit of be able to correct, you know, left, right, up, down, all that good stuff. The problem is, if you have a 55-inch TV in the front and you got 40-inch TVs on the side, the render is going to be different because the buildings are going to be small on the sides. Well, they're going to be smaller than what they'll be in the front. See, with X-Plane, you're able to resize and rescale all that, so everything still mesh together regardless of, you know, your screen size. Flight Sim dropped the ball on that, and they didn't give us none of that. So that's the only downside of running different size screens with Flight Sim. But if that doesn't bother you, then hey, do it. That'll drive me crazy. Like, if the building is this big and then it gets over here to the left screen and then it's like this big. Little stuff like that would drive me crazy. But I mean, guys do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh Jesus, that's even more crazy. You're talking probably 100-inch screen, and then down to little screens. Now, Bunny, have you thought about this? Vibe with me on this though. Now, I'm taking this idea from SayIntentions, his sim. I don't know if you've seen his sim before, but I think he's running like the 49 in the front, and then like, I don't know, maybe some 40s on. Yeah. Have you thought about maybe doing that? But I know that TV up front is, ooh, I know that thing is expensive. I know that monitor is crazy. Yeah, Sky Station. What did I say? Sky Station? I thought he changed his name. I think that's why I said it.
Contact Boston Center on 134.7. Mooney 7 Alpha Zulu, contact Boston Center on 134.7.
That's a pretty nice setup, though. I know. I feel like, you know, when it comes, I think we hit on this a little bit yesterday. When it comes to enclose, I really feel like don't build an enclose unless you're like you really about this life, because for one, it's easy, but it's not easy. You kind of have to know a little bit of carpentry skills, and you're gonna have to know a little bit of electronic skills and wiring up switches, and you know. Now, you don't necessarily, you could pretty much bypass mobiflight altogether if you want and just do a whole complete SciTech setup, you know, or you know, you buy all plug and play systems where you don't even have to add your own switches. But once you get it enclosed, you're doomed. It's like a black hole. I would love for everybody to get it enclosed because it makes sense for flight sim to me. But I'm the kind of person that like to go big or go home. I know some people are just, hey, I got my little basic setup. I'm just learning how to just fly. I don't care for all the extra stuff. I just need a little, you know, a little something to work with. Cause I even think to myself, like, if I was into the ATS trucking sim, best believe I would have a fully enclosed truck simulator. Yep, I'll have it all. I drove trucks for 8 years. There ain't no way in the world that I'm about to have a basic setup. I'm whipping it. 18 of them on the floor. Yeah, we floating gears in the simulator. Yeah, it's just. And like I said, I mean, as far as my channel goes, you know, I really want to be able to show people and inspire people to say, look, you can take basic, ordinary items that you have all around your house with little to no money and build an enclosed. Yes, you're going to have to spend money on TVs. Yes, you're going to have to spend money on, you know, buying some switches here, buying some wire here to wire them up. You know, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money. But as far as the actual frame of the sim, the panel, all this stuff is cheap. You take all of the hardware, all the electronics away, this thing is less than, I say, $100. $150 at the most I've spent on just building the thing. Because most of this stuff is free. And then I just beautified it with cheap stuff. Yo, Ben, how goes it? Merry Christmas, brother. Merry Christmas. How you doing tonight? I mean, I heard a lot of good things about VR. I'm just not a VR guy. I mean, I played VR, don't get me wrong. It's definitely a cool thing. I just can't see myself playing or, you know, using VR for flight sim. Yes, Sess. Hey, I told you. This is the new flight cup. Trying to wait out the kids. Got to do the Santa thing when they. I gotcha. Hydrate and aviate, buddy. Yes, sir. You got to. What did I do to make the frame? Okay, so it started off with the panel. The panel is what gave this channel its name. This panel right here, this whole thing right here, it's all made of cardboard. This is cardboard, this piece is cardboard. Right? And I created that, and it sat on a keyboard stand. I didn't even have, well, actually I had that, and I did have my center console. And then now the panel, what's connected to it is actually a piece of plywood in the back. That piece of plywood was somewhere in my little shed in the backyard, serving no purpose. So I cut this panel out of a TV box, and then I screwed it into that piece of wood, and then that sat on the stand. And then eventually I was able to gather up some 2x4s, you know, remnants of 2x4s here and there, and I cut my legs, and then I sat the panel on the legs, and then from there, that's where it just pretty much took off from there. So the frame itself, the outer shell is all made out of 2x4s, which I paid nothing for, because like I said, I had some laying around. I got a buddy that does carpentry, so he threw me some that, you know, he had laying around, and I used all of those to build the frame. Now, as far as the beautification goes, the walls are made out of insulation foam. So like if you go to Lowe's, as a matter of fact, this right here, the ceiling is actually what the walls are. It's an insulation foam for housing, and you can get them in huge sheets, like, I don't know, like, what is it, 8 feet, 10 feet, something like that, by 3 or 4 feet, or some crazy number. It's huge.
Couch 420, contact Boston Center, 134.7.
So I use that for the roof and for the inside, and then I went to Walmart, spent a few dollars on material, and then I just used some adhesive foam or adhesive spray to wrap the insulation, and I just screwed them into the wood. I just, you know, cut them down the sides, screwed them in. And some of them, like the bottom ones, they're trimmed to fit, so they're not really screwed in, but it's a tight fit. Center console is cardboard. Yeah, and then my window sills, this is Gorilla Tape, black Gorilla Tape. The air AC unit up top, this is the top part of an old Crewmaster case. The sides are cardboard, holes cut out with some leftover, the only 4 fans that actually worked out of an old PC case. I just cut the holes out, spliced them all together, found a transformer with a high enough amperage to run all of them. Spliced them in, hooked it up to this switch right up here, and it plugs into the wall. I don't have the panel no more, but I used to have a panel right here on the side from I tried to model this aircraft by the BR Sim designs, H35 Vpilot. And so that's where this really came about. And then of course over time things have changed. But I had a panel over here which was actually my my starter, battery, alternator, all that good stuff. Well, I didn't have no key, you know, to do the magnetos and all that. So I had an old fan up in the attic. So I snatched the switch out of it. It was a 4-position switch, and I wired it in. Problem is, I only have 4 positions. I needed 5. So what I did was I used that switch for my off, right, left, and both magnetos, and then I bought a push button for my actual starter. So that's where that panel came. All of the switches, yeah, all the switches and push-pull toggles and all that stuff, all of those are from Advanced Auto Parts. Let's see. Trying to think. My carb heat is on a linear potentiometer, but the actual handle, the bar itself, is actually a it's a leg post for the Alpha. I think that's what I think it was from the Alpha. It's from something, but it's something that you're supposed to screw in to keep it tight. That's what that is. I just wrapped it in black tape and connected it to the linear actuator, so when I slide my carb heat, I got that. I'll eventually change that out, but it works for now. My you can't see them, but my here, let me see if I can do this. Well, no, I'll wait. But my circuit breaker panels, cardboard, and the little like if you go to Advanced Auto or Walmart or something, the little skinny, little small red butt connectors, you know, to connect wires together, I use those and I punch holes throughout my little strip, and I just slide those in so they can slide in and out. So, you know, sometimes I might push a few out here and there, and it just kind of keeps me in the habit of making sure that I look down and check all my circuit breakers and making sure that they are in. And then I just labeled it. So that's where that came about. My fuel tank selector little box. Now, if you know how most bonanzas are, the fuel tank is actually down here underneath the pilot's feet, like right by the chair. So that's where I put mine. I don't even know where that box came from. It's a little box. It's probably about that big, roughly. And the switch is from an old SciTech joystick. So the front of that old joystick, it was a red knob, and it was 3 positions, right? So I took that out of that joystick and I wired that in, and so that gives me my off, left tank, right tank. And then I got my little box here. Now this is not really part of the plane, but I had to build something. Now I did a video about it. Cardboard, of course, and it's a numpad, and I got that wired in, so where I can change all of my different custom camera views and all that. So I have it right here. Eventually, I want to figure out a way to get rid of the keyboard altogether, but I'm not there yet in the build. But one day. What else? Trying to think. So my tablet, it's a tablet holder that I bought from Walmart, and I just screwed it into the yoke. Pretty simple. What else? That's pretty much the gist of it. I don't think that you can see it from here. Maybe you can. So ever since I started this stream, oh, the seats, The seats are out of a car from the junkyard. I paid $40 for the seats. I spent about an hour to 2 hours walking around the whole junkyard trying to find the cleanest and well kept up seats, and I found a car that was on. It wasn't even wrecked. I think the motor was just shot, so they junked it, but the interior was immaculate. So I found these seats, paid $40 for the seats, and I got them sitting on, I don't know, was it 3/4 inch ply? Got them bolted down to that, and then I have just, you know, your the small caster wheels. You could buy at Lowe's for like, I don't know, $2-3 a wheel or $5 a wheel or something like that. And so I have those underneath, so now I can slide in and out. Makes life a little easier. I wish I can get it a little bit lower. I feel like I'm just a tad bit too high. But those were the smallest wheels I could find. So we just gonna have to make do. I'm cool with it. The wood panel. This is just vinyl wood grain. I bought a roll of it from Lowe's for like $25. So I cut pieces out to put this on, and then the lighter brown area is actually wood grain, but it's a peeling stick. But that's some, oh man, it was rough. I'm gonna have to redo this panel eventually, because this is, you can't see the imperfections right now from where the camera is, but this is, whoo, it's pretty rough. But I'm cool with it. You know, I kind of like it anyway because my aircraft kind of has that vintage vibe to it. And while I'm talking, let me start bringing this thing down because we are at our next destination. Boston Center, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is 8 miles east of Kilo Romeo Uniform Tango. Would like to be clear for the option.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, you are not under flight following contact Rutland Tower on 118.375 for landing options. Good day.
118.375, and that's 424 on Papa Day. 118.375.
Conditions: solid overcast at 600 feet. Temperature -1. Dew point -6. Altimeter 3031. Density altitude -1800 feet. Rutland, Southern Vermont region.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Zero 1 or 3-1 is our option. Okay. All right, so let's bring this down here. Let's lower up a little bit. Speed checks. Gear is coming down. Flaps is coming down. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how I'm gonna do this here. Do I nose dive it? Let's do a slip maneuver, huh? Let's slip her in. How about that? Drop her right on down. Bezels are made out of clear plastic cups from Walmart. I cut the tops off of them, then I cut them and then trimmed them down to size, and then spray painted them black.
Sync rate. Pull up.
Second notch flaps coming in. Yep, we sliding this baby all the way on down. Call that a slip maneuver right there, huh? Slipped it all the way on down. Flaps up, power set. And we're out of here. Speed checks gear is coming up. Vermont is done. 2 states down. 2 to go. And it's going to be a left turn out of here. We are Connecticut bound, y'all. We're just gonna slide through this valley here. Take it back up to 5. I think so. Let me see. What's our altitude here? Altitude. We should be alright. We'll take it up. Yeah, so the encoders, so the back plate of the encoders is cardboard, yes. And what I did was on the back side of the panel, I trimmed out some of the cardboard so I can lay the wires behind it. So when the iPad, because I can slide my iPad in and out because I do use this for other things. So it's panel, then the wires are tucked behind it, and then I can slide the iPad in and out. No, so the encoders are offset to the bezels. I just made it look like they're in there. Hey Howard, how's it going? No, not this flight, but if I see him, I'm telling you, I might just I might just jump out. I don't know, Santa might pop out here. Who knows? The world we live in today. And then for the same thing for the 750. So the 750 is a fire tablet. And so I have the volume encoder. Then I have the dual rotary encoder with the push button. I got my home button and I got my direct to. My home button works. My direct to, it does work. Something just disconnected back there, and that's part of the annual when I put her in the hangar after this tour. So same thing. All the wires go back, run behind, and all runs into an Arduino. The home button and direct to button, those are little cutouts from a black piece, or yeah, a black like construction paper. I just cut it out, used a white pen, and wrote home and wrote direct to. And then behind it are the little micro push button switches. You can buy like a bag of 100 for like I don't know, $5 on Amazon, something like that. So I don't even know where that bag is at. It's somewhere around here. But anyway, so yeah, it's just little small buttons back there, and I just cut a small hole in the cardboard and then glued this over top of it. And so now that gives me the, press the home button, it works fine. What else? Same thing with the indicators here, my flap and gear, piece of cardboard, just some LED lights that I bought off of Amazon. I got a pack of green. I mean, I got different colors. I got green, I got red, I do have some blue, and I got some white and some yellow. I do have 2 blue lights down here on the left for my transfer tanks from when I was flying the other VTL. I no longer fly that aircraft, so this panel just kind of sits here as a dummy for now. The switches are still hooked up though, but the lights aren't. But I had it set up to where if I was transferring, let's say from the left tank, and I hit the left switch, the blue light would light up to let me know that fuel is being transferred from the left tank in, and vice versa with the right. What else? All the GoPros, the 3 GoPros, they were all marketplace GoPros. Well, I had 1, so really 2. I wasn't about to spend brand new money for GoPros, so I just patiently waited until I saw GoPro. They're all GoPro 8s too. You know, anytime I saw one get, you know, was selling for, I think both of them, I think I paid less than $100 for both of them. I think I paid like $80 for that one. I think I paid like $75 for that one or something like that. But yeah, and then the kit, I bought a GoPro kit a long time ago for like $25-30 off of Amazon. That comes with all the different you know, little attachments and all that good stuff. And so that's where all this stuff comes from there. The lights that I have here in the sim, that's from SayIntentions. He gave me the idea because I was having bad lighting in this thing, and so it was always a struggle to, you either had good lighting on the screen but bad lighting in the sim, or you had good lighting in here but then you had bad lighting on the screens. So I could never figure out how to balance it. And before I started using the GoPros, I was using the Logitech C920s. It's like the cheaper models of the webcams. So I was using 3 of those, and I just couldn't seem. Every day it was a constant battle, readjusting this and readjusting that. So Sass was just like, "Hey, get some lighting inside," and I didn't really think about that. So went out and got these from, I think, Home Depot. I think I paid a little bit more for these. I think I paid $40 for these. And I could change, you know, I could dim them. I could change the different, what do you call it? The colors of it. But I kind of like the soft white. It kind of gives a vibe there with that. LED strips. These are this newer one that I added. This one and the one at the bottom together is probably like $5 from Ollie's. And then here is a USB port. Got 2 USBs. Yeah, 2 USB ports on it. That plugs into my power strip in the back, so it gives me power source up here inside the sim for whenever I need to charge something. I have that on hand. What else? What else? What else? Oh, here is a little switch that it goes to some LED pucks that I have underneath the sim or underneath the panel. Let's see if I can bring this down a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's like a little remote that I bought. So as you can see, it's dark under there, but if I hit that panel, light comes on. There we go. Let me bring that a little bit more. You can see a little better. So now I have lighting down there, and I can dim it if need be. So that's a few bucks at Walmart, and it's just some AAA batteries. I'm going to eventually do, probably, I need to do another, oop, too high. I need to do another sim tour. Probably, seems like every year I'm doing a sim tour, because I've already got 2 of them down. I kind of need to do another one though. The autopilot panel, that's prop wash simulation. That's the cheaper model ones. I think I paid it was like less than $120. I think that's what it was out the door for it. Plug and play. I could have built one. I just didn't feel like doing it. Honestly, I'd rather just go ahead and just have something nice there. Yes, we need a tour. Yeah. So after the annual, I'll do a version 3 tour of the sim. Y'all kind of getting the inside scope now, in a sense. But I'll do a more thorough view as that, you know, actually walking through and actually looking and touching and all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for that sometime next month. Either next month or February. It just depends on how long we're gonna be in the hangar. The compass 3D printed. Yep, that's 3D printed and it does work. I gotta get back in there and I actually have lighting in there, but I disconnected them because the way I had them set up, they kept dangling and not giving me the light that I want. So I'm actually gonna take those lights out, and when I redo all of my LED strip lighting in the panel, I'm gonna cut me a little strip of LED lighting and run it in there as well. So all of this is gonna be dimmable. Yeah, I'm trying to think, where did I download? So the STL file for the compass that I downloaded was from Captain Bob, and I think I got that one from, I don't think it was Printables, or it might have been Printables. Okay, so yeah, you got the same one. Now he has 2 different versions, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I printed both. The best one to use is the one with the flat back. Hey Sean, how you doing, man? You only see one? Okay, so if you go on to if you go to his channel, his YouTube channel, and pull up the compass build, if I remember correctly, he has the link to the STL files there. And there was one, because when you put the servo in there, it comes with a little or not servo, but the encoder, whatever it is late. The chip that it plugs into, he made it back for the compass to where you can put that piece back there. But it's very bulky, and it was very, very hard to get that thing to sit in there, and then with the wires and all of that. So I just ended up printing out just the regular flat piece in the back, and then I just extended the wires down so that the actual chip itself is down underneath the panel, if that makes sense. Now, something that I did just the other day when I went to go get yeah, let me go back here. Let's see if I can slide over here real quick. There you can see it. So you see where my phone is at now, right? So I had a hard time, because before I had my phone sitting over here on my little pedestal here. But then I had to constantly look down and bend over, and that would drive me crazy. So then I was setting it over here up against the window. But then every once in a while the phone will fall because it shakes or whatever. And that got old. So I decided to go out and get it's a phone holder for a car with an extended moon. And I just screwed it in and super glued it to the panel so that it's nice and sturdy, it's not going nowhere. But the cool thing about this one is I no longer have to sit here and make sure that my phone is charged before flight, because this one it has a charging pad behind it. So I'm using the USB port here in the plane, and I'm just running the wire temporarily right now. I'm gonna find a better way to route it, like I said, during the annual phase. And you know, I just plug that into there, so anytime I put my phone in here, it charges the phone up. And it's got this cool little sensor, so when it feels the phone or it senses the phone in there, it automatically closes up and locks the phone in place. And then when I want my phone, I just press the button and pull it out. And I bought this one on a open box deal. So I'm like, well, why spend the money on a brand new one when there's nothing wrong with this one? The person bought it, didn't like it, they returned it. Excellent condition, and I saved myself like $25. So yeah, so now I got my phone right here. It's up high enough I can read. I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to worry about it. Set and forget it. You talking about the phone holder? I will let you know in the Discord. It's not a brand I've heard of before. I bought it from Best Buy. I got the box, but it's not in here. So I'll give you that information once I'm done with the stream. I'll just shoot you a message in the Discord. Man, that sun is blaring. Gator Gamer. I think I've seen them before. We got some other people out here flying around. The numpad that I have, I bought for like $5. We got this place. It's fairly new. It may have been. It opened sometime earlier this year. What's the name of it? It's kind of like an upscale version of Five Below, but like a bougie type of Five Below. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I got that from there. Which I don't understand, like why Walmart or Best Buy don't sell just a numpad. They sell the mini keyboards, but I didn't want a mini keyboard. I just wanted a numpad. So I don't need all those extra buttons. Now, as far as electronics go, the Fire tablet for the 750 was my daughter's old Fire tablet from years ago. She played with that thing for a little bit and kind of went in the corner after that. So that's where that came from. And then the iPad for the engine management system. Originally, I had the first gen iPad mini and it worked fine, but then when Air Manager did a update to 4.2, I think it was, or something like that. I think it's 4.2. The first gen firmware I couldn't update. It was pretty much dated, so I couldn't use it. So I went on Amazon and got a refurbished one. I think I spent like maybe 60 or 80 bucks for that one. The iPad Pro for my 6-pack, I've had that thing for 6 years. So I don't really factor that in. I mean, now, because there's so many generations, I think this is either Gen 1 or Gen 2 on the iPad Pro. I think it's Gen 2. But you can go on Marketplace and get one of these for way cheaper than what I paid for it back then when it was brand new. And then the tablet on the yoke that I use for Navigraph is an off-brand 10-inch tablet from Amazon for like 60 bucks. The headsets that I'm now using, I actually have two. I actually have two. I just don't have the other one in here. I did have it in here and I took it out because I gotta buy me a hanger. I need to buy two of them so I can hang both of them in here. But these are the, hold on, let me see. They're the Black Razor Pros or something like that. They're like the low end. You can get them at Best Buy for like 40 bucks. Because before I was using I had a Bose QC45s, and I was using that for work, and I was using it for the sim. And I had bought a mic attachment for the headphones. So I was using that originally, but then I burned through one because I was working one day and it was raining, and then it got wet and then they messed up. So I found somebody else on the marketplace that was selling them for rather cheap. So then I bought that headset and I tried to keep it dry, and just over time, I guess just the constant back and forth, they finally went out and I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of dealing with this. So I just went ahead and bought two dedicated headsets for the sim, and I went out and bought me some new earbuds for work. Now, if anybody been rocking me long enough to know, I am a Bose fan. I think, yes, you definitely pay for Bose, but I don't think that there's no other headset or earbuds out there with the quality of sound with the noise canceling than Bose. That's my opinion, and I'll be rocking with Bose until the day I die. But to each his own on that. I have a Samsung A7 Tab Lite. Yeah, I mean, you could, yeah, that shouldn't be no problem to use that if you want to use it for either the 750 or you want to use it for Navigraph. I mean, it's just an app pretty much that links to Navigraph on the, well, once you log in, you go on to Navigraph and then you log in on a tablet, and then you're pretty much set. It's real simple. The Logitech G432s. Now, Logitech has very, very good headsets. I was going to go with the, what was it? The Logitech, what were they? The G Pros, or it's the silver ones? Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, there are certain things that you don't have to spend a lot of money on. You got to spend a little bit of money. Like, for me, my whole goal was, I knew when I first started building the sim, I knew that when I got to this point, I knew where my money was going to have to go. I knew I was going to have to drop money into the PC, the new PC build, and I knew I was going to have to spend money on the TVs. The TVs and the PC was going to be money. I knew that already. So everything else, my goal was to save as much money as I could, but still get the full immersion and still have the appeal of, you know, I feel like I'm actually sitting inside of a sim or, you know, an airplane. So are there a lot of imperfections in here? Yes. I mean, the sim is made out of cardboard. It's not going to be perfect, and I'm fine with that, because being fully immersed in something like this, your brain doesn't even see the imperfections. Like, you really don't, you don't see it. And even when you do see it, it kind of gives you the vintage vibe anyway. That was the whole reason why I decided to go with the wood grain panels, because it gave it that old school bonanza wood grain vibe. You know, so you have the cuts, you have the tears. This is not lined up right. That is kind of broken there, but you know, so it kind of gives me that. Yes, my TVs are 4K. And so that's another thing that, you know, I'm looking forward to for 2025 is, so I'm running 4K on all three TVs. But of course, you guys are only seeing it in 1080p. So my goal for next year is, I'm gonna find somebody on Marketplace, because like I said, I don't want to spend I try not to spend too much money on things that's really not that important in a sense. But find somebody on the marketplace that's selling a decent PC, something that I know that can run OBS and run all three of these cameras in 4K. So that way when I stream, I can use that streaming PC to stream in 4K, and then I can continue to use my gaming PC to fly in 4K, if that makes sense. Because right now I can't do 4K on the TVs and do 4K on the cameras. That's just way too much. They can't handle it. So that way, you know, you can actually see what I'm seeing. Because what you see, I mean, even when I go back and I look at my videos and my streams, it still looks good in 1080p at 60 frames a second. But the level of detail that I see, there's a difference. Hey, Mr. Sean, how you doing? How is your evening going on this Christmas Eve? Or you might be in Christmas Day already. I don't know. Mr. Gonzalez, Merry Christmas. How are you doing, sir? What everybody want for Christmas? That'll be the topic. We got about 58 more miles on this leg, and then it's another little hop over to Rhode Island, and then we'll be done for the evening, because I know people are trying to get to bed because Santa is on his way. Doing great watching your video about the cockpit. Okay, cool, man. I'm glad you enjoy my videos, man. My goal for next year is to really just push out more content regarding how-tos and tutorials, and I'll probably start breaking it down into sections starting next year sometime. I mean, I'll still be doing my streams at night. I like doing my streams, but I want to start bringing in more how-tos and tutorials, because I really want to show, like, when I be reading through forums and the discords and, you know, comments on YouTube videos and Facebook groups, like, I see a lot of people always saying, man, I wish I could have a sim like that, or, man, I'm like, somebody said the other day, I'm gonna have to retire before I can have a sim like yours. And I'm just like, it's not what you think. It's like, you really can do this with a little bit of money. I mean, now you can start off with what you have and then build from there. But like for instance, if all you had was one TV, right? That's fine. If you go back to the beginning of when I started making videos for this sim, because I actually have 3 videos of my 747 build when I lived in Germany years back. But when you look at, you go back to like maybe the first 2 or 3 videos, I only had one TV, and that TV was a 50-inch Vizio. And then when I got the enclosed, well, when I finally enclosed it, I think that's when I got my first 55-inch TV. But I didn't have no side monitors, none of that. All of this was all closed up. So all I had was just the front. And that's what I started with. And then I just slowly built from there. I didn't even have the autopilot panel. I did have the 2 iPads, and I did have the Fire tablet, but I wasn't running the 750 at first. I was actually running the GNS 530 with the 140 autopilot. But like I said, once they came out with the 750 mod, I went 750 and never turned back. But like, I had some basic switches down here. My TPM, to be honest with you, a good friend of mine, Larry, he gifted me this TPM. Now it came in a box, and I broke it down to fit my cockpit or whatever. But my original TPM setup were, I went to Walmart and bought a wooden dial. I chopped it down to size. I cut a hole in it, and I dropped it on top of a sliding potentiometer. And the black, blue, and red were the handles were actually made out of vape juice cap back in the day when I used to vape. I took the caps off some bottles, some empty bottles. I had my daughter, because she's an artist, I had her paint each one of them black, blue, and red, and then I screwed them on to the back of the dial, and that was my TPM setup. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't have to look good in the beginning. Like, you don't have to break the bank to have a full functioning enclosed sim. Use your head. Most of us have stuff laying around the house that you can use. Use your imagination and say, okay, what do I have around the house? And I can start putting this thing together. Like I said, it is cardboard. This panel is literally cardboard, y'all. And if I never said that, no one would know that this is actually made out of cardboard. But over time, I've revamped and added and changed, and I did this and did that, and I look at pictures and I studied a bonanza. I literally sat there and I just opened up a panel on Google Images, and I said, you know what? That's how I want my panel to look. Is it perfect? Is it 1-to-1 scale? No. I'm probably off an inch or two, give or take. My ceiling is a lot higher than a real bonanza. I'm not worried about all that, because at the end of the day, it's a sim. It's not real. But my goal was to get to this point where I feel like I'm actually sitting in the cockpit, and I do. So, yep. So that's what I'm saying. So I'll be working on those videos next year, and I'll just start breaking down how I built my. And I'm mad at myself because I should have did that from the beginning, and I didn't. But hey, you live and you learn. But nonetheless, I'm going to start implementing those type of videos into the channel starting next year, to hopefully encourage others who would like to have something like this, that don't really have the funds to go and, you know, get CNC machined panels and real sim gear, this and all of that. You can build something like this for dirt cheap. And like I said, even before I built my gaming PC, I was running an old Dell i5 PC from Walmart that I bought on clearance, like, I don't know, almost 10 years ago. I bought it at Walmart on clearance for $200, and I used that. I found a guy on Marketplace selling the 2080 Super graphics card. I bought it from him for $200, and that's what I ran. I ran in 1080p. And then I started figuring out, you know, what other add-ons or, you know, tools that I could use to enhance the visuals. And by that time, you know, FrameGen came out, but then somebody dropped the FrameGen mod, so now you can use FrameGen with a 2000 or 3000 card, which definitely helped. Then you added some add-on scenery here and there. You add Accuseason, you know, some Rex add-ons and stuff like that, and you got yourself a decent running simulator, fully enclosed, for less than $1,000. So, yeah, that's the goal. That's what it's all about over here. Learning how to build a fully functioning enclosed sim. For little to no money. Well, I'll say a little bit of money. You're gonna have to spend a little bit of money. The compass I saw was from the Warhawk project. Man, that dude runs real like all his stuff is CNC. I like his compass. But man, He gave you the STL files for that? I never paid attention to see if he actually gave the STL files for that. But I know all his panels are like CNC, laser etch, backlight, all that stuff. That dude really went in on his on the A10 project. Oh, that's cool then. Is that the one you're gonna go with, or you or you gonna go with the Captain Bob? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is actually a very, very nice compass. That's really good to know because I checked for prices on a Cessna panel, and yeah, man, like you really don't have to spend a lot of money on this thing, man. Like I literally tried to put this thing, and the reason why I went, my goal was to see how cheap I can build this thing, because when I built my 747 sim back in the day, when it was all said and done, which I never made no videos for the finished product, which I didn't even get a chance to really finish it because it was just that much. But I knew I was probably well into $11,000-$12,000, and I wasn't even close to finishing. And I just told myself, I'm not about to spend that kind of money no more on this. I don't have to. The software that we have available to us now, you know, the tools that we have, the knowledge that we have, there is no reason. Now, the only way I can see spending that kind of money is if you're doing like a full out 1-to-1 737 Airbus, you know, enclosed sim, because that's a lot of stuff you gotta get. But for a general aviation aircraft, even a Cessna, you don't gotta spend that much money. You really don't. You couldn't find the one on Captain Bob? Did you go to his YouTube channel? Yeah, it's like, so say for instance, like you didn't want to use cardboard. You know, you wanted something a little bit more durable. That's fine. Go find you a sheet of plywood. Go on Google. Find measurements, you know, find interior measurements for a Cessna 172. You know? And then let that be your base. If you don't want to do that, a good place to start for a GA enclosed sim, go to ontheglideslope.net. And I used to watch him years ago. He ended up selling his sim, and I'm mad at that. But he got busy. I know he was becoming a real pilot. I think he finally got his pilot's license, and he moved on to bigger and better things. But he built his sim, and he actually created a website, and on his website he gives you the dimensions on his sim build. And I kind of went with that, but I didn't. I already kind of knew what I wanted to do. Like for instance, the front pillars, when I first built this sim, these were not angled. This literally came straight down like a Cessna, like what most people do. The reason why I went angled was because in the Bonanza, the A pillars are angled like that. And so when I was flying, before I did the interior mod that I have now, I would have those pillars straight up and down, but the plane's pillars were at an angle, and it just looked goofy to me when I was flying. So I decided to chop those ones off, make it at an angle, so now it looks a little bit more, you know, bonanza-ish, shall I say. So, but you can start with his plan and go from there. Like, I think he actually kind of built his off of a Cessna style, but I think he ended up flying like a S22 or something like that. Hold on 1 second. Let me check something real quick. Just gotta fix something here. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, there we go. We're back up and running now. Are we live now? Okay, cool. So you're on his. I went there. I'm mad about that too. I used to. Oh, so okay, yeah. You know. Yeah, I followed that guy for, man, pretty much from when he started until he stopped. And he had a very, very nice setup. I wish I had my other phone. I need to start bringing my other phone in here. But, okay. That's strange. So when you go on to Captain Bob's page or channel, I need to start descending. And then you go on to, like, you search for the compass. His video should be up there somewhere. If not, I'll put that on the list of things to do too for you. But yeah, Jose, like I said, man, it's you can do it. It's real easy. Like, for me, when I was building this, my goal, it made me think outside the box. It's like, okay, I don't want to spend money on that, so how would what's the other way to skin this cat? Because I don't want to skin it that way. And it took time, you know, to figure things out. But once you get the ball rolling, then it's just like, oh, okay, I know what I need to do now. I know what I need. Okay, cool. I need this. Where can I find that for cheap? Alright, well, that costs too much. So what's the alternative? There's got to be something else. Do some Google searching. Okay. I don't know. Like, as far as the frame goes, man, all you got, there's 2x4s laying all over the place. Somebody got some 2x4s laying around somewhere that they have no use for. It's just in their way, in their backyard, in their garage, in their shed. Hey, what you doing with those 2x4s? Maybe offer a couple dollars and just say, hey, I'm working on a project and I just need a few pieces. Grab you a few 2x4s and there you go. Go on to ontheglideslope.net, pull up his measurements, get that printed out, or write the information down. Start cutting. Get a box of screws. They don't have to be fancy. You ain't got to do all this. You know, it's got to be caulked and it's got to be the right screws. Man, just get some screws and screw the thing in. It's not going nowhere. It's stationary. It's sitting in the house. I'll try looking again on the site. Okay, I mean, if not, then I'll look for it. Okay, we are 10 miles out, and let's see here. Open airport real quick. Figure out what runway 02. So So we gotta loop around here. Okay. Let's find the runway. It should be right off the crevice of that. This sun is so blaring, I can barely see. Should be right there. I gotta loop around anyway, so. So this is Connecticut. Cool, Speedy. That works. So we'll land. Technically, I could just land straight in because I got a crosswind on 2-0. Alright, speed checks. Gears coming down, flaps are coming down. So I can just do a roll or touch and go and head on to our final destination, Rhode Island. Sounds good, Jose. Yeah, man. It's fun. You're gonna enjoy it, and you're gonna see like you don't have to spend a lot of money on this. You really don't. Ordinary house stuff. Yeah, Speedy. Like I said, that's the one that I'm using, and it works fine.
500.
I do need to go back and recalibrate the compass though, because sometimes it gets hung up when I'm turning left. But it turns and all that good stuff. Second notch of flaps. I'm coming in way too fast. Gears down, flaps down. Let's get this baby woed up. Powers in, and we are off. Positive rate gear is coming up, and let's fly runway heading until we pass the runway here. Clear. Left turn out. We'll just run this coastline down a little bit. We'll just keep it low here at about 1,000. Last leg, y'all. Last leg. And it is officially Christmas here where I'm at. So Merry Christmas to everyone out there. I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for rocking it out with me tonight. I know you didn't have to, but I'm glad you did. I know a lot of people will probably be doing their own thing tomorrow night, but I just want to go ahead and let you guys know I will be streaming again tomorrow night. As I said before, my schedule over here with me and my family is a lot different than others. Yes, we do celebrate holidays, but our schedules are just a little bit different. So, you know, we kind of run different around here. And right now it's just me and the wife. Matter of fact, you know, the wife is at work right now. The kids are up in Pennsylvania with the grandparents. So it's just me. So all I got is time. With a mission to fly all 48 states and be back in my hometown on New Year's Eve. So I enjoyed you guys, man. And I always love helping out where I can, when I can. And if I don't have the information, I will definitely put you in the right direction to somebody who does have the information that you need. Let's go heading or altitude. What am I doing? Get that off. And nav. We'll just go heading for now. Keep heading. So I looked that up. I'm glad you brought that up. I looked that up, and they said as of now that it doesn't. I thought it did, but that was only off of one thing that I read. I think that they're in the process of trying to get all their stuff to convert over to 2024 too. So I think it's not a matter of it's not going to work. I think it's just more of a matter of when it's going to work. But like I said, that was just off of one form. I was just browsing through when I thought about that day. I might do some looking around tonight, add that to my list of things to do, because I'm going to be up for a while anyway. And I'll see if I can find some more information on that. But from what I read, that it doesn't work with 24 as of yet. Which I guess for me, it doesn't really matter. I'm still a few months out from really working with 2024. Can't convert yet. Can't do it. Can't do it, won't do it. Right, Bunny. That's about it. That is about it. I ain't got nothing but time on my hands now. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what to do with myself with all this free time. It's kind of scary. Kind of don't like it. I mean, I like free time, but just multiple days in a row of doing nothing, make my head hurt. But I guess it's just because I'm a goal-oriented type of person, you know. Like every day, I have something that needs to be done. There's always something to be done. Now, don't get me wrong. There are days where I'm just like, I'm not in the mood to do nothing. I'm just taking the day off, and I'm just gonna relax around the house, catch a nap here, watch a show there, work on the sim here, whatnot. But for the most part, when my eyes open, my feet hit the ground, it's time to get some work done. Oh man. Yeah, that's never a good thing. Well, shoot. I mean, since you're gonna be down, you got some catching up to do with Val. Definitely gonna be getting some more stick time in. I guess that's a good thing about the situation. Try to pull the positive out of everything. Well, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you enjoyed watching my my flights there, Speedy. You know, like this, I spend a lot of time sitting in this box. I really do spend a lot of time sitting in this box. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, off camera, like this is my office. Even when I'm not flying, like I'm in here, I'm researching, I'm thinking. This is my thinking box. This is my come in here, recline the seat back a little bit, you know, get myself together mentally and whatnot, you know, before the day gets started. And yeah, it's definitely a place of peace, man, just to sit in here and look out and see the world from a different viewpoint. And yeah, even though it's a sim, sometimes I forget it is. And if I ever get to a point where I put this thing on them pogos and get this thing moving, it is a game over. Game over. Matter of fact, I don't know what I'm getting for Christmas. But if I'm getting some gift cards, them gift cards is going towards some additions to the sim. What I really want to do, and it, like I said, it depends on the Christmas gifts I get. I want to add some butt kickers in here. I definitely want to at least add those for the time being. And yeah, even that will make a huge difference in realism, you know, and really feeling the bumps and getting that vibration underneath the seats. So I already have my audio card. I've had one for years. Like I said, I make music too, so I got all type of music stuff laying around, and I haven't used that one in years because I ended up getting a new one. And so I'm just gonna use that one, because the ones I want to get, they're on Amazon. They're fairly cheap, and I think they're like 50 watts, 50 to 80 watts, or 50 to 100 watts, something like that. I can't remember the name of it though, but they're on Amazon, and it's pretty much the same thing as a butt kicker, but just less expensive. I'm just gonna get those, and I'm just gonna attach them to, I don't know if I want to put them actually on the plywood or actually put them on the seat. I don't know which one would give the better effect. I want to say if I put it on the wood, it would give better overall vibration throughout the whole thing versus just underneath the seat itself. Get a couple woofers, put them in a box underneath. Well, you know, I gotta think about my kiddos too, you know. I can't have it rocking in here when they trying to get some sleep. So like, even with the sound, the little sound, Logitech sound system I have in here, I mean, I got it up a little bit more because it's just me, but most of the time I have it up just enough to where I can actually hear it. but I don't really play it that loud. I mean, because it can get loud. I mean, I don't even know if my mic might actually pick it up. Yeah, this thing can get loud. I don't want to do all that. Shoot, the caddy that I just sold, I had 2 12s in that one. I think that's gonna be my last. I think that was my last system though. I think I finally crossed that threshold of getting too old to be listening to all that. I've been rocking systems. Ooh man, since I was what, 18. Pretty much every card I had a system in it. Even in Germany, I used to make them Germans so mad. I ain't care. I'm coming down to village beating. Oh man, I didn't care. Fun times. We got some lovely smokestacks out here in the front, right off the nose. Tell you, man, little attention to detail can go a long way. $35 more miles, y'all. 35 to go. Winds are 9, so we will circle around, hit 2-3, get off at Alpha, and that'll put us right there at FBO to finish off tonight. So, 42 wants to do a flight with me. I'm gonna have to see how it goes tomorrow. I set this flight up today strategically for tomorrow, for just in case. He wants to fly into 3BO, which is, I guess, his home terminal in Massachusetts. And so, but he has a small window tomorrow. So if it does go down, I'll be streaming around 2 o'clock, and it'll probably just, I don't know, what I might end up doing is, if I do that with him, then I might do that, and then once he takes off, I might just turn and burn and go and grab maybe another state or two, and then I'll be back on tomorrow night as well to continue on this journey. So that way, because after tomorrow night, I won't be streaming again until Monday night. So if I can get down to, that'll give me what, 2 days. So we'll see. If he can fly, then I'll be streaming at 2 o'clock or somewhere around 2 o'clock. I'll do a little bit of streaming with him. If not, then it'll just be regular time at 10. And either way, we'll pick off from Rhode Island, where we're about to land. We'll hit Massachusetts, and then we'll head down and start grabbing, you know, Jersey, Delaware, DC, all that good stuff. So then when we come back Monday night, all we'll really have left in is what? Maryland and Virginia. So Monday night might end up being a short night. I don't know, we'll see. And then Tuesday, we just load up at 10 and it'll just be a quick little run into North Carolina to complete this mission altogether. Where did you get the circuit board for the compass? The circuit boards come with, it comes in a kit. It comes with the servos. It's not a servo. It's a I don't know why I struggle with it. It's like a servo. No, it is a servo. Is it a servo? No. It comes with the motor. I can't think of it. I'll send you the link of what I got. It comes with it. So you get the motor and you get the board. And then I just have all that wired in the mobiflight. I got them off of Amazon, Speedy. It comes in like a kit of 5. So you get like 5 motors and 5 boards. I still got 3 available. Because I was trying to use one because I was trying to do my own version of a motorized trim wheel. But those don't work because of, you know, coding and stuff and how it works. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, very easy to work. Stepper motors, thank you. Jesus, I could not for the life of me figure out what. That's what it's a stepper motor. I'm telling you, I'm getting old. Brain just stops ticking on certain things for some odd reason. Like sometimes, like I'll do stuff and I don't think to remember certain things. Like I should remember it's a stepper motor. Like that should be fairly easy in this world that we live in. But for some odd reason, sometimes like my brain just goes blank on certain things. Like I know what I'm talking about, but to get the actual verbiage out, it's just there's a disconnect there. Oh, happy belated birthday there, Speedy. I'm due in April. You're welcome, my friend. Oh, that's a blessing, man. That is a blessing. I pray I see those that year one day. How'd you guess that, Bunny? Hey, that's a beautiful thing, Speedy. I'm trying to figure out Yeah, you right. I'm trying to. Are you stalking me? I must have seen. Did I? I must have said that in one of my streams before, haven't I? Cause I know I get to talking sometimes and my mouth gets me in trouble. That's what I was thinking, Speedy. But I don't think I don't think I have my. But I don't think my information is like that on Facebook though. I'm trying to figure out how you know my birthday. Question of tonight. Ah, okay. Alright, that. Say no more. Taurus, baby, all day. Alright, we got the field off the nose. Autopilot is coming off. We will be landing runway 23. Getting off on Alpha. Oh, snap. See? That's what I'm talking about. Wait a second. You're on a 19, so you're not a Taurus. You missed Taurus by a day. Good old Aries. Well, that's what's up, man. You know what's crazy? So, me, my mother-in-law, and my grandmother-in-law, we all have birthdays. All three of us are Taurus. All three of us are the baby of the family. And all of our birthdays are within 6 days. We're like 3 days apart from each other. I think that's it there, Speedy. That sounds about right. Alright, let's slow her on down. Yeah, I think that's what it is. That definitely sounds familiar. So there is the field. So we're gonna be getting off on, well, the goal is to land, get off on Alpha, and then cut right there on that taxiway right in front of the tower and park right there at FBO. So let's get her slowed down. 154, speed checks. Gear is coming down. First notch of flaps is coming in. And see, this is another reason why I love the 355-inch setup, because I can actually see, like, instead of just seeing right here, I'm still looking. I can still see the runway. I can still see the runway, and now it's gone. Like, that's a beautiful thing right there. So the peripherals are crazy. check. Second notch flaps coming in. Gear down.
500.
Flaps are down. We have the runway. Let's see if I can stop this thing before sliding past Alpha. Slow her up. Because we are a little fast. Prop and make sure it is full bridge. Oh yeah, we got this. This is in the bucket. There we go. Welcome to Rhode Island. Nice little 4-banger tonight. Alright. Flaps are coming up. Landing lights are off. Somebody waiting on the plane, got some luggage out there. And we're just gonna pull right on in here. This looks like a good spot right here, that'll work. Did you set up your TV views with Air Manager? No. So the TV views are set up with within Flight Sim in the experimental section. So when you go into options, go all the way down to experimental, and then there you add your extra TVs or extra windows, I guess you could say. And then once they're loaded up into your screen, go full screen mode, and then you can go in there and what it allows you to do. This is why we say like they gave us a basic version of multi-monitor support. So once you get all 3 screens up and running, you have 3 options to work with. You can take so let me put over here. Yeah. So you can go vertical. So let's say, you know, this screen is not lined up with the front because the front is stationary. You can't really adjust the front. Well, I mean, you could if you actually open up another window, but I don't see no need to do all that. That's just one more screen to render and more FPS to lose. But anyway, so you can actually move this whole thing up and down, or you could shift it left and right, so roll it left and right, or you can shift it, you know, this way, left and right. So in essence, if you look at the wingtip, I could bring the wingtip this way or swing it back, and those are the only options that you have. So what I like to do, and you can't, I mean, you can get it, like my TVs aren't perfectly aligned. Like I said, that's one of those things that most people don't see. But the TVs aren't perfectly straight up and down, and you know, but it's close enough. And so sometimes it takes a little bit to get the views to line up, and it's For me, it's not perfect, but it's close enough. So what'll happen is, like, you'll pick a point in the corner, like, okay, that's not lined, okay, that looks lined up, that side looks lined up, and then when you go to taxing, you start turning and you start looking and you're like, wait a minute, that's all off. So you have to put it on pause and kind of, you know, you just keep playing with it. I mean, eventually you'll get it to a point where, like, okay, that looks good, that's close enough, because when you're actually flying, you're not going to see that it's off by, you know, 2 centimeters or something like that. Like, it's, but yeah, that's about it. Yo, Val, what's up, my mans? Merry Christmas. Let me get this thing shut down. There we go. Power is off. We landed with 8 gallons left. I kind of did a little, I didn't go too hard on SayIntentions tonight and, you know, all other stuff, you know, because it was just one of those nights. But we missed you tonight, man. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, let's do this real quick. Very long nap. Ah, I gotcha. I gotcha. Let's see here. Just trying to go to, I'm trying to check on something for you real quick, Speedy. Stepper motor. I want to make sure that, I think that is the one. I just want to make sure. The L 5 set 28 BYJ 48 ULN 2003 driver board compatible with it. Yep, that's it. That's the kit that I have. Like I said, it's very simple. It's pretty much plug and play. So yeah, you could use a projector. That's not a problem. As a matter of fact, the guy that I was telling you about on the glide slope, if you go to his YouTube channel, that's what he used. He used a 100-inch projector in the front, and then he used like 32-inch monitors on the side. But he flew X-plane, so you could do stuff like that. Well, I guess you could still do that with MSFS, with Flight Sim 2022. If you use a projector in the front, and then, you know, you can use 32 on the side, because at that point, you know, it's different. You got a big screen up front, unless you're running a 100-inch TV on the side. And if you're running 3 projectors, then you might as well do a full wraparound. Now you're talking money, because the programs to run 3 projectors is not cheap. Yeah, he uses a short throw, and short throws aren't really cheap either. I mean, unless you find one, if you can catch one on sale. And then if you get into like the ultra short throws, Jesus, don't even start with those. Yeah, so you know, the I forget this guy's name. I'm gonna have to go back and dig into my subscription. But from years ago, there was this guy, and this video was the video that put me on to. I didn't know how serious flight sim was until I watched this video. I didn't even know this stuff existed. I just thought everybody rocked with a joystick and a laptop or something like that. There was this guy who he built a 737 sim in his house, and when he did the original tour, he shows you walking into the front door, and then like immediately to the right, 737 sim, just big, like just sitting right there. And he walked around and he talked about how he had everything set up, and he had a 3 projector setup with a wraparound screen. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, it really gets real. I didn't know that. And then that was it. And I started realizing, oh, a lot of people do this stuff. Oh, you think 180 is something, Val? If you go back and watch Norwegian 737 project, that guy built a wraparound screen of 220 degrees with 3 projectors. I watched his whole channel from start to finish when he started building his sim, and he built the shell like that was a built shell, not a bought shell. He literally built that whole thing out of wood. He sanded it and did all that kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, there's people out here with some crazy setups if you dig for them. But yeah, Jose, you can use, like, if you just want a projector, you can use that. Okay, I'll take a look at that, Val. Yeah, if you want to use projector, you can use projector. TV's fine, monitor's fine, whatever to get that display out in front of you. And then you said you did find the compass, so I don't have to look for that. Okay, cool. And we got that looked up, so that's cool. Trying to think. Was there something else? What else were we missing? I know there was something else. There's got to be something else. Oh yeah, I know what was out. I'm trying to figure out. Well, never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone. Bunny did say that he spoke to the gods. I got you. So yeah, that's about it, y'all. Though like I said, it's I have a lot of plans for the future, especially for next year and moving forward with the channel. And if there's, and I'll always suggest this to anybody who watches me and who kicks it with me. If there's something on your mind and you feel like would bring value to the channel, by all means let me know, either through the stream chat, or if you want to kind of keep it on a more private sector, always head over to the Discord and just shoot me a message and say, hey, it would be cool if you implemented this or whatever. So I do this for y'all, man. I mean, it's my place of peace. Don't get me wrong. I love this thing. I'll fly on camera, off camera. It don't matter. But you want to change the lives of others in the sim world, and do my best to give as much information so that you or all can go out there and do this thing that I'm doing. Because it can be done. It can be done. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I appreciate that, Val. Hey, Whether I got one person in the stream with me or I got 4,000 people with me, man, I'm gonna fly this VTL until the wheels fall off. So that's all I got, man. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys get everything that you want for Christmas. And I'll be looking forward to hearing what everybody got tomorrow night on the stream. Let me see. Hold on a second. Well, we got some more questions coming in. I have 4 projectors that changed and work well at work, and they get. Oh, well then you set, Jose. You got 4 projectors. You could do a whole. You just gotta get a wraparound screen. You could start off with like some white bed sheets for starters. And then, you know, eventually work yourself up to, you know, to bigger, better things if that's something that you want to do. But that's what's up, though. Did you use the Arduino Mega for the compass? Yes. Yes, so anything that is not, okay, everything physical, shall I say, minus the throttle, the TPM, and the autopilot panel. Everything else in here is all ran off Arduinos. Right now I'm running 2 Arduino Megas, and I'm probably going to be ordering me a 3rd one, along with the rest of the stuff for the trim wheel. I know I still have a few more holes on my right Mega. I know my left Mega is pretty much filled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and order me another one. So at least I'll have that and some extra space for other projects. Thank you so much for your help. Oh, you're welcome, Jose. Anytime, man. Like I said, if you're not already linked into the Discord, man, by all means, hop on in. That's where we really do a lot of questionnaire and, you know, clips of, you know, screenshots of our sims and, you know, people. We do it all. That's where a lot of it really goes down there. That's all the back end work. So, and if I'm not around and you have questions, a lot of the guys that are here in the chat right now, they're on the Discord. They'll help you out. University of YouTube, how to build a flight sim. Hey, that's where it all started with me. And then I just kind of took off in a different direction with it. But the Arduino Mega Speedy is ran through Arduino Mega, or the compass is ran through the Arduino Mega, and it talks to the sim via mobiflight. So how it works is, when you go into mobiflight, you gotta set it up a little bit. But what it does is it takes information from the sim regarding the compass, and then it feeds it through that card, which then tells the stepper motor to turn. So when I turn left, the compass turns with it. When I turn right, the compass turns with it. Oh, okay. You know mobiflight. What I'm talking about. Let me hush then. Yeah, that's all you do. Easy peasy. So actually, I don't know if let me see. You probably can't see it now because it's actually. Let me turn it dark real quick. So if you see that red light up at the front of the TV on the side there, that red light, that's the card. It's just down underneath, but it's that bright. But that's the card for the compass. Video I just put in Discord is a self-built projector screen. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have done their own projector screens, and it can get very, very technical, because then they start talking, you know, there's certain paint that you want to use. The biggest thing is everything needs to be blacked out as best you can to keep all the light down, because if you don't, then you'll get a lot of washout on the screen. So I like the SciTech LCD screens with the knobs. You talking about the FIPs? Yeah, and then, you know, not only that, but then, you know, if you want like perfect imagery across 3 projectors. Now I've seen guys, you know, they did a very basic wraparound without, you know, because that software is expensive. But I know a lot of guys who have done a wraparound but didn't use that. They just kind of did their own thing, and it still looked good. Yes, sir. Them FIPs. I really need 2 of them, because I want to put one over here for the co-pilot side eventually, and put a G5 in that one, and then I want another one over here on my side for something. I don't know yet. I just want another one over here. Man, they are hard to come by. And then when you do see them, people, man, you think it's the last loaf of bread on earth, man. They trying to sell it for more than what they bought it for originally. Every time I went on eBay, I can't seem to find one. I'm gonna have to go back up and check. Maybe it's just when I get up there, I'll be missing it. But yep, that's what I want. I want 2 FIPs, and I think once those 2 come into play, the only other thing I want to do with my panel is probably add decals. Just posted the curve screen info from the Warhawk project Discord. Okay, cool. Hey Jose, if you still up and running, man, like I said, go over to the Discord. If you want, go to the main screen of my channel, and I have my Discord link up at the top. If you just click on that, that'll give you access to the Discord, and then from there, like I said, you have access to all the information that is being discussed here, but on a more personal level. You know, and you always have access to it. So it just kind of gives you an idea of, you know, how to go about getting your curved screen. But man, having 4 projectors, I would, you know, originally when I was building my 747, I was gonna do, cause the house that I had in Germany was huge, and I had a humongous basement. I'm talking huge. Excuse me. And I'm like, well, shoot, I could do a curved screen in here, and I was gonna do it until I realized I needed short throw projectors. And I mean, at the time, I don't even think they had ultra short throws then. They might have, but I don't think so. And then of course, you know me, like I said, I go big or go home. So I wanted the 1080p's. It was the top brand, the BenQs or whatever. I was gonna buy 3 BenQ 1080p short throw projectors. Them jokers was like $1,200 a pop at the time, and I was just like, yeah, ain't nobody doing all that. But this was early in the building phases, you know, so I ended up just going with, I think those monitors were like, they were like very thin monitors, but they was like 29-inch monitors. And at the time, I bought them in sets of 3. So I bought 3 of them, and they were like $300 a pop. So I spent $1,800 on just those 6 monitors, and that's not to even include the other monitors, because when it got all said and done, I think I'm having 7 up top for my visuals. Then I had 1, so that was 7, 8. Then I had 8, 9, 10 for the MIP. And then I had another one down at the bottom for my the FMCs. So I had 11 monitors running, and that was spread out over 3 PCs. Like, man, yeah, won't ever do that again. And like I said, and see, and that is the irony in it, because I spent so much money on that build, and I was maybe 50% done. I have literally the price of that sim. I could fit this sim in them numbers 4 times. 4, yeah, easy 4 times. And that's only because of the PC and the TVs. That's the crazy part. You take those away. Like I said, this sim was really built on imagination and just everyday stuff laying around the house. Yeah, man, if you want to build now, I mean, of course, there's a lot of people that, you know, just want the little basic desktop version. You know, they get the Airbus, you know, joystick, and you know, they set their laptop up, or they, you know, or they just got the TV, and they get, you know, the Bravo yoke or something like that, or they'll do the Thrustmaster yoke in throttle quadrant, and they're fine, and that's cool. But when you start talking, I want to build an enclosed airliner, yeah, open up your wallet. There is no cheap way around building an airliner if you want to enclose. Now, you can, well, let me take that back. You can build an airliner for cheap. It's going to be a little bit more than a GA, but you can make it happen. Hey, Gorilla duct tape all up and through this aircraft right here. If you peel off one piece of tape, the whole left side of this plane gonna fall apart. But oh man, but it's all good though. It's, if you can see it, you can achieve it. Like, sometimes I look at this sim and I shock myself, like, I can't believe I actually built this thing. This is a built, not bought sim. But a cheap built, not bought sim. And oh yeah, the annual's coming up. We are very, very close to the finish line. What we got left? We got Massachusetts, we got Delaware, we got Jersey, New York City, we got DC, we got Virginia, and then back to North Carolina. So 7 to go. That ain't nothing. Cause really what I'll probably end up doing, once we get to the Jersey area, I'll probably just do LaGuardia, turn and burn, and go over, hop right. I'll probably, matter of fact, from Massachusetts, I will probably fly. I have to look at the map again. I might shoot straight down to Delaware first from Massachusetts. And then from Delaware, I'll land in LaGuardia, do a turn and burn there. And then I'll just take off and I'll just fly over New York City so y'all can see it. And what I might end up doing, because I actually did a New York City video a while back, but it was an epic fail. The lighting was just so bad. That was back when I was telling you where I was having a hard time trying to dial in the good lighting so that you can see what's on the monitors without washing me out, or I'm too dark and vice versa. So I'm actually due to do another New York video, so I'll probably land LaGuardia, take off, fly down the Hudson River, fly past New York, fly past, you know, the Statue of Liberty, all that good stuff, and then hop right on over to whatchamacallit over there in New York. I know what I'm talking about. Can't think of it. But nonetheless, knock those two out. Head down to Maryland. I'll probably just do a touch and go down in BWI, and then cross over and head over to Washington Dulles. That takes care of those two. The Discord link doesn't work for you. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Why is that not working? Why are you not working? This is it. The Discord link doesn't work for you. You clicking on the one on my main page? Cause this is what I'll do. Where's my Discord at? Tell you what. Weird. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta go back and fix the ones under the video. That's something I might do tonight. Yeah, if you go on the main page, to like the home page of my channel, and then click on the link up top, that one should be working. Yeah, I need to go back and fix that. I don't know. I think what happened was when I created the link. Excuse me. When I created the link and I put it in my description, because I have, you know, like I have a upload default setting, so everything just pretty much loads in automatically, and then I just do some small modification. I think what happened was when I loaded that link into my description, that description had a expiration date. Yeah, exactly, Val, and that's what happened. So I went back and I changed it in the home page, so that way when people click on it, it's right there and it should be working. But I never went back and changed it to my upload. So every time I upload it, you know, it's just an expired link. So I got to go back and change that. So that is on the list of things to do as well. Okay. Cool. Hey Jose, if you could go test that out real quick. I just want to make sure that you're in. If you don't have a problem, I just want to make sure that everything is set up, because then after that I'm probably going to go ahead and slide off, because I don't hear my 3D printer running, so that means that part is complete. And I think I have if I remember correctly, I got I think I got 2 more parts. No, I got 3 more parts, because the trim wheel is actually the trim wheel is 2 pieces. You got it? Cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, if you have any questions, hop on in there in the pilot lounge area. That's where, you know, kind of just talk about everything there. If you have any questions, feel free to just drop your question in there, and one of us will get back to you. And we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you get your sim set up, man. So that's all I got for you guys, man. I'm about to shut this thing on down and warm me up some pizza or something. I don't know. But once again, like I said, as always, I enjoy you guys' company. I appreciate you rocking with me. And we're going to keep doing this thing, man. We're going to keep doing it. So, Merry Christmas to all. To all, a good night. This is Cardboard Sim. We signing out.